Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goebel and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. MCS TV and Madison County Schools Sports.com present your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Goes up and under, nice
Hello everyone, Donald Foster, Madison County School Sports Television, alongside the newest member of Madison County School Sports Television, Rick Moberly. You may have seen Rick last year with some of our baseball programming. He's here this year to help us with football. So welcome, Rick.
Thank you very much. Happy to be aboard here.
We'll talk a little football here, Madison County's football, Madison Southern, Madison Central. Let's talk a little Madison Southern football to begin with. Southern 6-5 last year and 2-3 in the district. Not exactly the season the Eagles were hoping for when Damian Harris, the star running back, got hurt, led to a late season collapse, if you will. Damian was a big loss for the Eagles last year, of course, and it's going to be tough to replace him. But I think the Eagles have a shot to at least have some kids step up and take his spot. It's going to be hard to replace him, as I said, but they have kids that can take his spot. Top returning players for the Eagles next year are going to be led by the quarterback, Aaron Sloan. Aaron had a 47% completion rate last year, only 861 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Again, Southern ran the ball like no other last year.
Right, I think they're going to pass the ball a little bit more this year. They're going to open it up. Without Damian run the ball about probably 80% of the time, they can't key on nobody.
No.
We have some other seasoned veterans coming back, their seniors. Especially running back, really, they got 2 or 3, 4 positions, I think, 4 people at that position.
The key running back next year is going to be 25, Anthony Richardson. Anthony comes back, he's a senior, 370 yards rushing. He had 4 touchdowns on the ground, and he had a catch for 18 yards. Along with Landon Stacy, quarterback, running back. Stacy had 200 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. And Carter Smith, as a fullback, had 50 yards, but Carter is a defensive beast, only a sophomore.
I was very impressed with Carter when he stepped in running the ball and, like you just said, on defense. He's going to be the team captain more than likely on defense, I would think.
97 tackles as a sophomore.
Go get him.
That is impressive.
Now, do you think John Clark, what would you think he'd do different this year as opposed to having last year with Damian, like I said, run, pitch out, sweep,
yep.
All that, run up the middle?
I say he's wanting to make it 50-50 on offense. If he can, though, run it and pass it. But it's all going to depend on passing. Receiving core, the receivers just haven't caught a lot of balls. Last year they didn't throw a lot. So we're going to have to see what they have on the receiver side coming in. Watch the spring game. There's a couple of nice little receivers who stepped up.
And Sloan can throw the ball deep. We all know he can throw it down the field.
Sloan has an arm. As we said, no, they lose Damian. They also lost Aaron Sipple. That's big.
That is
was
big.
your leader on defense and possibly team leader. So, new district this year for the Eagles. So they're leaving Pulaski County and Southwestern, which I'm sure not too sad about that.
I say so.
But Montgomery County, Woodford County, and Anderson County are the new teams in the district. Anderson County should be the cream of that class coming in. They open up at Bullitt Central. It's going to be at the Death Valley Bowl down in Lincoln County. So, I'm not going to name every school on the schedule, which not many home games for you Eagle fans, so be sure to get out and support the Eagles when they are home, as we only have 4 home games in Madison Central. So, Eagle fans, as a coach, I drink the Kool-Aid all night long. I thought we could beat UK, but now on this side of the video camera, I have us going 3-7 this year. Hopefully kids can prove me wrong, but that's what I see. I see 3-7.
3-7, but they could be improved a little bit more than that if people step up.
But there's
and every starters, there's positions open. I'm sure it's been some doozies in practice camp so far.
So we've had some position battles, and hey, there's some games here they could go either way, but I have them going the other way with their Eagles, so 3-7. So be sure to get out and watch the Eagles. As I said, we only have 4 home games this year, and me and Rick will be up there doing your game, so stop by, say hello to us, and good luck this year to the Madison Southern Eagles.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goebel and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop.
Welcome back to Madison County School Sports Television. We are at Madison Central High School. We are 2 weeks away from the Rory Kidd Bowl. Madison Central plays Wayne County in 2 weeks. Central comes in with a record of 3-8 from last year. They were 1-2 in their district. Mark Centers, the new head coach at Madison Central, his second season. And offense, talk about, as we talked with Southern, top returning and top left. Really, Central did not lose a loss from last season. They lose KJ Long, who's their second leading tackler. But offensively, the offense is back. Your top returning starters on offense, Corian Cryer, the running back, 880 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Johan Williams, 737 yards and 6 touchdowns. And the quarterback, Zach Harden, he completed 55% of his passes for 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. He threw 10 picks. We have to cut those picks down. Offensive lineman, number 70, Will Ulmer. Will is a top prospect in the state. He's already verbally committed to Marshall. Although UK and other schools have been knocking on the door, being interested to see if he stays with Marshall, which I believe he will, but he's another key guy to watch on the Madison Central team. Said Central 3-8 last year, improvement from the 2 wins the year before. So, what do you think Mark has to do over here this year to maybe get a little better?
I think Mark just gets to stick what he knows best, and he's got a lot of people returning.
Yeah.
He's got to be really just stoked to be ready to go, hey, we was 3-8 last year. We can go a little bit better than that.
Yep.
Let's do our goal. Let's do a 7-win. If anything beyond that, I think it's a win-win situation for him. And he's a good motivator for a coach. And you know him, coaching with him several years ago at Central.
Mark, he emphasizes the weight room big time. To get stronger, you have to be as strong as the other team. The only thing with Central, we don't back down for nobody. We have a tough schedule. The open, like I said, with Wayne County. You have Dunbar. You got Bourbon County. Bryan Station's improved. Lafayette's coming in. Lexington Catholic is coming here. They went to the semis of the region last year. Lafayette, Southern, to end the season. I see 5 wins for the Indians this year, 5-5, which would be a big improvement, not big improvement, but improvement from the 3 wins. And there's a couple games that go either way this year as well. I had Central losing, so.
Yeah, if the ball bounces their way, they, like you said, if they don't, sometimes where they don't turn the fumble or have some turnovers at the wrong times, if they can get by that, it's just like any team, even Southern. If they don't make mistakes, hey, they might be an 8-win team if they don't make mistakes.
If you watched Central play last year on our YouTube channel and come out live and see them, they were in a lot of games. They ended up getting beat at the end of ball games. I don't know if it was, the fatigue set in, they weren't deep enough, but they were in a bunch of ball games which they ended up losing.
Right. I think that's some of it was with youth, and like you just hit on there about weight room. If you don't hit the weight room, that third quarter,
you'll blow up.
You're done.
Yeah, you're going to blow up.
Physically you're done, unless you're 2 or maybe probably 3 deep, where you can run in people in and out.
Yep. As I said, Central turns a lot of offensive power this year, and they should be able to put the points on the board. And defensively, Corian Cryer was their leading tackler last year. So I'm a little worried if Cryer is going to be on defense again this year as your leading tackler, as an offensive power and a defensive guy. But I believe they have a great sophomore class coming up. So. And
we'll see if Mark will change the things up, maybe through different plays or different his defense. You think he might do that, or when you get to playing the same people for 2 years in a row, or previous on the coach for Central, you run the same thing over, you become stale.
it'll be interesting to see what he does with the play calling.
We'll know on the spring. I mean, the game coming up here.
We have spring games coming up this week as well. Both games Thursday night over here at Madison Central. They play the defending state champions, Pulaski County. We'll be there, Madison County School Sports Television. And at Madison Southern, they play Somerset. The Briar Jumpers come up. So 2 weeks from tonight, the Roy Kidd Bowl, and it gets underway. Football season.
I just can't wait. It's just in the air. You know, if you smell that fall air, you're going, all right, it's Friday night. Let's get it.
We're at Madison Central right now, and there are middle school games going on and on the football field. So it is here.
And we'll be here all day Saturday.
And we'll be here Saturday. That's right. The Roy Kidd Bowl starts at 8 o'clock for Madison Central, but 10 a.m. There's middle school games. Clark Moore's, Madison Middle, and I think is it Marshall or Caudle, one of the others. Caudle's going to be here, and they're going to play all day. And then there's before the big game, Bryan Station will play Knox County Central, I believe it is. We'll have that game along with the Central Wayne County game. So be sure to get there and enjoy an all-day event Saturday in 2 weeks at Madison Central. So Central 5-5 this year, that would be a big improvement over the 3 wins. And as I said, there's a couple games to go either way. So it should be fun to watch the Indians this year.
Oh, I think they'll be in every game. I think, you know, like you said, the weight stuff, if they've been practicing real hard, both teams and Southern, you never know.
You never know.
You never know how that ball bounces there.
Hey,
or about
weather, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure to come out and watch them play at Madison Southern, Madison Central, and stay tuned to Madison County School Sports Television. Check the website. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're everywhere. So look forward to seeing everybody this summer, or this fall now. It's summer right now. Look forward to seeing everybody this fall at the football field. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Jerry Goebel and State Farm Insurance, Richmond, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, expressroofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank in Richmond and Berea, Luxury Pet Services in Richmond, Time Warner Cable, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Madison County Schools, Tatum Enterprises, and Real Life Community Church, myrealchurch.org. We want to be sure and thank our fine sponsors, Berea Online, First Gear, WKYT.com, and the Colonel Sports Card Shop.